Hey guys, want to do a fun little defensive villain team that I've been playing around with recently that I've been kind of enjoying. It does some neat stuff and um, makes your opponent do some stuff that, when they don't necessarily want to do stuff. So let me go through the cards real quick and I'll kind of explain to you how it works together. First one is Doctor Doom, Reed Richards' rival. This is a common from the Avengers vs. X-Men set. When he is active, each non-villain character gets -1 attack and -1 defense, no matter how many Doctor Doom dice you have fielded. So it doesn't matter if you have four or just one; it's a straight -1, -1. What that means is that sidekicks are neither side can really field sidekicks unless they have some sort of way to buff those sidekicks when they're fielded to keep them from getting knocked out. So something like the Green Goblin common from Avengers versus X-Men that gets +1/+1 would then allow psychics to just be +1 or allow psychics to be 1/1. They wouldn't be 2/2s; they'd be 1/1s because of this. Um, this also ties into Vulture because if I were to roll a psychic and field it, it automatically gets KO'd. Well, Vulture's second line, when any character die leaves the field zone, Vulture gets a +4 attack until end of turn. Now, this has recently been clarified by WizKids that that's a one-shot deal per turn. So it's not if I field four sidekicks and all four of them get knocked out that he gets +16 attack. No, he gets +4 and that's it. So that would, if for instance I have Vulture fielded on his level 3 side, he would be up to an 8/3 now, just because that sidekick got knocked out because of Doctor Doom's ability. Um, and then finally, the other fun part of this combo is Toad Tongue Lashing, which is common from Uncanny X-Men. When Toad is active, each opposing non-psychic character must attack if legal. Now, there's some that have text that don't let him attack and things like that, and that's fine. And notice I've got him on his burst face. That's really where he's effective. Opposing characters take 2 damage when they attack. So, how this works, especially defensively, is really handy. Now, having an 8/3 Vulture that you could attack with can certainly cause some problems. But if you notice, Vulture's first line, when Vulture blocks, deal 1 damage to each attacking character die. So let's say, for instance, your opponent has a Falcon on that face and a Falcon on this face. He's maybe running a Flying Sidekicks thing. Except, they're not really staying in the field too much. And that Angel's maybe buffing sidekicks. So there's 4 attackers coming across against my 3 blockers. Well, first of all, we go through and we do, okay, none of these are villains, so they all have -1, -1, -1 for defense. And also their attack is lowered. That brings the sidekick down to, that makes the sidekick just a 1/1 coming across. Now, Vulture blocks. So, Angel has 1 defense. The Psychic has 1 defense. Vulture blocks. Vulture blocks deal 1 damage to each attacking character die. Well, those 2 are gone. Now, keep in mind, Vulture's done 1 point. These are down to 1 and 1 each because of Doctor Doom's -1 defense, Vulture's 1 damage spray for blocking, and now Toad makes him deals 2 damage to both of them for their attack because he's on his burst face. So now, basically by them attacking and Toad forcing them to attack, and yes, the sidekick didn't really have to attack, but they were thinking they were going to sneak it across, you've basically cleared their field. And this isn't going to happen all the time. There are going to be some that are hanging there and you have to make strategic decisions on who you want to block. But unless your opponent is running a lot of villains, this team is going to do some damage to them. They're going to... Doctor Doom is going to debuff them some anyways. Vulture's blocks, his spray damage on his block is going to pull them down further. And then Toad on his burst face is going to do 2 more damage. If it's a non-villain, they're basically getting 4 damage before they really are able to do anything. Just curious, some other fun defensive setups that you guys have that cause problems for your opponents and make them do stuff maybe they don't want to do. I wouldn't say this is a control build. Toad does help in terms of forcing things, so they can't just wall up and have a bunch of characters that are sitting back waiting to swing for lethal, which is always nice. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what other ideas you have. There's a rare Avengers versus X-Men Venom, which can also be fun to play around with. And I may roll that out here sooner or later and let you guys see that as well. Thanks. Bye.